What's up, Wolverines? I'm Gabriel Vic.
And I'm Justin Malari.
And welcome back to another edition of WBLN News. Today, Belen had its annual club fair. This is an event that allows students to be able to look at different clubs the school has to offer, and to give students an opportunity to participate in organizations that they show interest in.
Today is the club fair. Club fair is very important for the students to get involved because you are a Belen student from 8 to 2:45, but your real Belen experience doesn't start till after school with the extracurricular activities, whether it be sports, clubs, activities, things like that. You must get involved to be the well-rounded individual that you can become. And today is the club fair, and we hope to see you all there, to see, not so that you can join 30 million clubs, but so that you can find your niche and you can find the club that really best fits your attributes and your personality.
Auditions for the fall musical, The Fantastics, will take place at the Roca Theater today from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Auditions are open to all grade levels. If you have any questions, email Mr. Carlos Acevedo.
In New York on Monday, a solemn bell tolled, and a moment of silence at 9:03 a.m. The moment Flight 175 struck the World Trade Center's South Tower on September 11, 2001. Monday was the 22nd anniversary of that dark day. Al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 commercial airplanes and crashed them into World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. A total of 2,977 people were killed in the attacks. In addition to those killed on 9/11, many others who worked on the grounds of the Ground Zero died from post-9/11 illnesses due to toxic pollutants released during the attacks. That includes 341 New York City Fire Department firefighters, paramedics, and civilian support staff. Here on campus, we spoke to faculty about their 9/11 experience.
For me, I was in 6th grade, and I remember that I had many family members who were actually working in the city at the time. And they didn't necessarily show us the videos, but from my school, we could actually see the smoke from the towers collapsing. And from the high school, they actually saw the towers collapse. And I remember waiting to hear back until super late at night about all of the people that in my family were coming home, and getting phone calls from Italy, getting to hear that on Italian news they had seen my uncle running in the streets. It was a really hectic, blessed, but hectic time. Very painful.
On 9/11, I was actually in my second period, Ms. Fariñas' homeroom class, when we were told on the loudspeaker by Mr. Nunez that the first plane had hit the first tower. Well, initially, I had no idea what was going on. I really wasn't familiar with what the World Trade Center was, but I knew it was something important and something big had happened because Ms. Fariñas started getting very worried, and then as my day progressed, I saw that teachers essentially stopped teaching and they turned on the smart boards and we were just watching the news the entire day. Then around 1 o'clock, my parents picked me up me and my brothers early from school, and the entire day we were glued to the TV watching what was going on, and I just knew that something big had happened and that from that point on everything was going to be different.
The American Red Cross is asking Americans to roll up their sleeves. The nonprofit organization that provides about 40% of U.S. blood and blood components to hospitals is facing a shortage. This Red Cross says distribution to hospitals and medical centers is now far outpacing donations being made. Supply levels fell nearly 25% since early August because of a drop in donations and back-to-back months of climate-driven disasters. Emergency supplies of donated blood are described as critically low. The Red Cross needs to collect about 12,500 donations each day to meet patients' needs.
What's up, Wolverines? I'm David Garrido, here with your sports. Belen football. The varsity football team defeated Somerset Academy Silver Palms this past Friday by a score of 33-21. The players of the game were Gavin Marston, who had 18 tackles and 4 sacks. Kamani Alexander, who ran for 11 yards, 2 touchdowns on 9 carries. Our Wolverines hold the record of 2-1 and look to make it 3-1 versus Southbridge away this Thursday at 7 p.m. Belen swimming. The middle school and varsity swim teams opened up their season last Friday with victories. The middle school team defeated Riviera 138-57, and Dressman Mika 28 and Alec Diangulo 28 were quadruple winners as a part of the 200 medley and the 200 freestyle relay, winning their 2 individual events. Other individual winners on Friday include Ariel Gutierrez 28 and Lucas Arias 28. football. The Canes defeated Texas A&M by a score of 48-33 last Saturday. Tyler Van Dyke threw for 374 yards and 5 touchdowns. Xavier Restrepo was our top receiver with 6 receptions for 126 yards. The Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins beat the LA Chargers by a score of 36-34. Tua put on a passing clinic, throwing for 466 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill was Tua's main target with 11 catches for 215 yards, as well as scoring 2 touchdowns. Tua and Hill both led their respective positions in fantasy points this week. The Miami Marlins. The Marlins beat the Phillies in a come-from-behind victory this past Sunday by a score of 5-4. The Marlins took the lead when Brian De La Cruz homered to center on a 2-2 count. The Fish are now only half a game behind from the wild card and pushing for playoff baseball. For the U.S. Open, Miami native Coco Gauff won her first ever U.S. Open by defeating Arena Sabalenka in 3 sets. Congratulations to her, and we wish her many more to come. Now back to Justin and Vic at the desk.
Thank you, David. That's all for your news today. Be sure to follow us on all social medias. Remember to stay safe.
And stay golden, Wolverines.